down when you walking past me. Badass. Damn, I hope she nasty. Slim thick, and she got a fatty. Turn around, yeah, let me look at it. Slow it down when you walking past me. Badass. Damn, I hope she nasty. Slim thick, and she got a fatty. Turn around, yeah, let me look.
What's good, everybody? I'm Josiah the Prince, producer, artist, engineer based in Wisconsin, and you're now tuned into the Journey podcast, where we strive to inspire the future generation of young entrepreneurs, creatives, and business owners. Today we have a special guest. Today our special guest is the amazing R&B recording artist, Dejah'E. Make sure you tap in, all right?
Y'all know what I do, right? Y'all know what I do, right?
Do you ever think about me and my life we could have made? No one ever regrets you. I'm so glad you came my way. You showed me to never love him, never trust him. You showed me to never love him, never trust him. To the left now, baby. Can't believe you had me out here looking crazy. I can't believe you little dog ass played me. When I thought I was your lady. You'll be your mine. Can't let you see me down, I'ma be just fine. Hurts like hell, I ain't even gonna lie. Do you ever think about me and the life we could have made? No one ever regrets you. I'm so glad you came my way. You showed me to never love him, never trust him. You showed me to never love him, never trust him. Turn out to be the bestie that I never had. Time well invested, I can't get it back. Love's giving up, swear my heart's gone bad. Gave you my all and next nothing in return. Your love was like fire and oh how it burned. I wish I never knew, but another lesson learned. And I wonder, do you ever think about me? And the life we could have had. I'm so glad you came. So glad you to never love him, never trust him. To never love him, never trust him. No. Never love him, never trust him. No.
So the first thing I'd like to say is thank you for being on my podcast. I appreciate you.
No problem. I'm excited to be here.
Dope. For the people who don't know who you are, can you tell our viewers who Dejah'E is?
I am an R&B singer from Racine, Wisconsin. I started singing when I was honestly, I can't even remember, in the church choir, probably when I was 9 years old. I do mainly R&B music, but I also have pop music, hip hop music, twerk music. I do it all. Yeah.
That's pretty dope. You definitely are very talented. You can tell just by listening to your music. Got all different types of styles, all different types of melodies. It's lovely how you put your music together.
Thank you.
No problem. How long have you been doing music as a recording artist?
Well, when I was 16, I was in my first girl group that my dad helped manage. And ever since then, I've been doing it. So I'm 26 now. So it's been about 10 years. I'll say 5 of those years I was in girl groups. And then the other 5, I was doing my own solo thing.
Okay. What was the name of the girl group that you were in?
The first one was called FUN. It was based off of 4 girls. We're all from Racine. And then the second group was called New Shake. And that group was based out in LA. I got flown out to LA. and we performed in front of some big names and did a lot of fun stuff. And that's when I realized that this is what I really want to do. Like, I want to be in the industry.
Okay. You definitely were meant for it. The way you set up your videos and all of that, your dance routines, like the choreography, that's really dope. I love the way you put that together, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who or what would you say inspired you to start doing music?
Honestly, my dad, he started a girl group when I was 8 years old, and my cousin was in it, and they got signed to Universal. So I was there for the whole process. I was little. I was like 8 years old. But just seeing her do it, seeing her live that lifestyle, being able to dance and just make videos and sing and all the outfits and makeup and all of that, like, I really fell in love with it. And I was just like, I want to do this one day. And I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I want to have a girl group one day, please, please. And he was like, okay, when you're ready. So 8 years later, I was ready, I guess, and we started the girl group. And after that, it was history.
Okay. Is any of your music based on true events?
Yeah, honestly, majority of my music is based on true events. I really try to write based off of, like, what I'm feeling or what I'm going through, real life situations, because I feel like people, you guys can connect to it more. You know, like somebody else is going through the same exact thing you are.
Okay. Do you remember when you wrote your first song? If so, how old were you and when you wrote it? Excuse me.
My first song that I ever wrote in my life, I think I was like 15. I was in the girl group, so I was with two other girls, and we were at my aunt's house because her boyfriend had a studio. And we recorded the song, and it was so much fun. And I just fell in love with, like, hearing my voice on the speakers for the first time.
You didn't have that awkward feeling, like hearing you for the first time, not realizing what you actually sound like? It didn't throw you off?
I don't think so. I was just like, wow, I actually sound really good. Like, I was surprised at how good I sounded.
Okay. I know the first time I heard myself, I was like, that's not me. Y'all playing.
That's how I feel like when I hear myself talking. Like, if I watch this, I'm gonna be like, oh, my voice sounds disgusting. You don't sound disgusting. Not a little bit. Thank you.
Listening to your music from your album Mark My Words to your self-titled EP Dejah'E and even your latest single Never Ever, you can tell you put a lot of work into your projects. So when putting the pen to the pad, what's your process when writing your songs?
Okay, so I have like two processes. So the first one, when I work with the producer, sometimes I'll just like go into the studio, they'll give me a beat, and we'll just make it up on the spot. That's like how I love to do most of my songs, just on the spot. When I'm at home writing my own music by myself, I typically go on YouTube or like some beat making site and try to find a beat. And then I usually pick the first beat that I can vibe to like right away. Like, I go based off of like the first 5 or 10 seconds. If I like that beat, I'll record the first take just to see what naturally comes to me. So I'll just sing like a melody, whatever naturally comes to me, and then I go with it after that. And then like usually like a word or something will just pop up, and then I'll base the song off of that really. And then after that, I record it like on BandLab or GarageBand. That's what I use right now. And then I'll send it over to my producer and be like, hey, I want a song kind of like this. This is the rough draft. Can we make it something like this, but make it more original? And that's typically my process.
Okay. So would you say it's, when it comes to writing a song, is it the lyrics you come up with first, or the beat that you would choose first?
Most of the time it's the beat. It's like beat, melody, and lyrics for me. Unless I'm like really going through something and I just write it, and then sometimes I'll think of a melody after that and find a beat to match it. But typically, yeah, it's beat, melody, and lyrics.
Okay. Who does your production?
I worked with a few people in the past, but right now I work with a producer named DeJah'E James. He was my first producer, honestly, that I ever worked with, and we just had a really good vibe, and we always just like have the same ideas. So yeah, that's who I'm working with right now. He's pretty dope.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, in the middle of our interviews, we like to give a little spotlight to a creative in the community. So we're going to take this moment to let the spotlight shine on them, okay?
Okay.
Yo, Jake been missing since early, bro. Starting word.
What the is he?
Oh man, feeling, bro. By what? Paris. Paris and Jake was at your reception earlier. Paris. You telling me Paris was at my reception? Around my wife. And you just telling me that?
Oh, hey, Ayana girl. You are looking good.
I know. Stay away from my husband, you bitch.
You kicked him out, remember? Girl, Melissa, I'ma beat this bitch ass.
Who?
Mario's wife.
Mario got a wife?
You don't have to do this.
Welcome to hell.
Patient 843 appears awake and breathing on her own. It's good vitals.
All right, y'all. That was our creative spotlight. Make sure you tap in with them. Now we're getting back to our interview with the amazing R&B recording artist Dejah'E. Thank you again for being on here. I appreciate you.
No problem at all.
All right. Your latest single, Never Ever. What is that song about and what inspired you to write it?
That song is really like, it's like a story of a heartbreak, honestly. It's about, you found that person, like you think they're your person. You're so in love with them. You do everything for them. Like you're just crazy over them. But something that you never saw happening happens. Like they play you. They screwed you over. And now it's like, some time probably passed, but every now and then you think about them. You're like, I wonder what our life could have been like. What we could have done, the things we could have done. And I still miss you. I still low-key love you, but you showed me that I can't trust you. Like, I can never love somebody else again because of what you did to me and how you hurt me so badly. And that's pretty much that. How I came up with that song, honestly, my producer, DeJah'E, he sent me that song. He wrote, like, the first draft of it. So he sent me it, like, maybe 2 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, I really love this song. But it was originally supposed to be his song. But I convinced him, I was like, please let me have this song. Like, I really like this song. And so he flew out here, we recorded it, and we kind of switched up the words. And because it was from a guy's perspective, we made it from a woman's perspective. So I threw in my little ideas or whatever. And yeah, just magic happened after that.
Definitely magic. I love that song. That's dope. Amazing vocals, melodies,
so
layered
much.
properly, mixed amazingly. That beat.
I love the beat. I love like the acoustic guitar. I feel like it catches you right away.
Yes, that is like the most addictive thing in the beat right there. You could take the drums out and it would just still sound amazing.
Definitely.
So, who are you listening to like nowadays, and who would you say are your top 5 favorite industry artists? And if you can name your top 3 favorite local artists.
Top 5 favorite industry artists right now. I love me Janae. Like Janae is my number one. I love her so much. She has a soft voice like me.
Definitely.
I like old school stuff kind of, so I still listen to Rihanna. I love Rihanna. Who else? I like Summer Walker. Chris Brown. And, there's so many people I could choose. I guess Beyonce. Always Beyonce. Local artists. Let's see. Lucy Liu, she's from Milwaukee. I love Lucy. She's amazing. We have a couple songs together. Who else? I'm not really in the scene that much right now, so I don't know too many local artists around here that are doing stuff.
Gotcha. Nothing wrong with it. It's always hard to answer, especially if you're thinking beyond your local range anyway. You're definitely beyond the local range, that's for sure.
Thank you. But I do know, like, my city has been going really hard lately. Like, people have been grinding, putting out for this city. So I'm super proud of it. It's super dope. And I think it would be dope if we all could come together one day and do a big project. Maybe in the future, that would be nice.
That definitely would be. Hope for the future, at least. As creatives, we go through a lot of ups and downs. What drives you to keep doing what you do?
Honestly, I think just my love for it, like my love for music. Music has been in my life for as long as I can remember. If I wasn't singing, I grew up playing the piano and the violin, was in the choir. So music was just always around me. So when it gets really hard, and trust me, it gets very hard, especially when you're on the come up. Sometimes you think nobody notices you or is listening. I just remember like why I love to do it. It makes me happy. It's my safe place, peaceful. And then like, I really love it when people randomly reach out to me, just a random person, say, hey, I really love your music, or say something positive about it. It reminds me like, hey, this is touching somebody. Like at least one person likes it. So I'm going to keep doing it because I want to help people with my music.
Powerful. If you could go back in time and speak to the younger version of you, back before you started in your creative endeavors, what advice would you give yourself?
I would say don't be shy. Don't care what people think, and just be yourself and be you. That was like one of my biggest issues coming up as a young independent artist, was I was just really shy, and I was so conscious of what people thought of me, and people wanted me to be a certain image, and I'm like, that's not really who I am, so I'm not really enjoying this right now. But yeah.
Okay. What's coming up next for Dejah'E?
Well, I plan to drop a few more singles by the end of this year. A couple more videos too. Definitely a video for Rent That D. And I might even be dropping an EP by the end of the year. I'm not sure about that yet, but I'm looking into it. Definitely want to get more active again.
Okay. Make sure y'all tap in with these new projects coming up from Dejah'E. She definitely has amazing work. Make sure you tap in with her album, Mark My Words, her EP, Dejah'E, self-titled, and her new single, Never Ever. Where can our viewers find you?
You can find me on all social medias, DEJAH_E.
All right, make sure you tap in with her. Make sure you tap in with Dejah'E, all right? And y'all have tuned into the Journey Project podcast. Make sure you tap in with our future interviews on Fridays at 7 p.m., all right? Thank you. Thank you again for being on our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
All right, y'all. That was our interview with the amazing R&B recording artist, Dejah'E. Make sure you tap in with her. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. And make sure you tap in with the Journey Project podcast at 7 p.m. on Fridays. All right?
If you throw it back, girl, I'ma catch it.